Hey y'all, Tom, ND3N here, and this time, while I'm going to talk about a contest, I'm putting my call to action right up front.
Can we resist the call to action?
This is a chance to introduce ham radio to young folks. So, your call to action is to put in just a couple hours working the ARRL School Club Roundup. If all my subscribers and viewers were to put in 2 hours during the week, that would potentially be 2,000–3,000 contacts for these schools. The School Club Roundup occurs twice every year. In February on the second full school week of the month, beginning at 1300 UTC on Monday and ending at midnight UTC on Friday. Then again, during the third full school week in October, that's at the same times. A station may operate no more than 6 hours in any given 24-hour period, and a maximum 24 hours of the 107-hour-long event. A link to the full rules can be found down in the video description. And as always, I encourage you knowing and having the full rules handy. You can make contact with any station in the contest, but I hope you would be on the lookout for school clubs. The exchange is your call sign, a signal report, and it should be 59 or 599, operating class, your U.S. state, Canadian province or territory, or DXCC country or entity. All operating classes are single transmitter only, and they are individual, that's a single operator, non-club, a club or multi-operator group, and that's a non-school, and then school club or group. And that includes grades K through 12, colleges, and university. Any station operated at a school during the operator period, and this includes any group formed for the specific purpose of operating in this contest, is a school club. If multiple transmitters are used, such as for demonstration purposes, you need to take care to include only the results from one of them at a time. You can have multiple rigs, however you can only have one rig on the air at a time. For QSO points,
What's the point?
Stations may be contacted once per band and mode on phone, CW, and digital, which is packet, RIDI, and PSK. There's no mention of FT8 in there, however, there's no mention that you can't use it either. So be careful using FT8, FT4. No repeater contacts are allowed except for satellite and real-time digital. In other words, if you want to work DMR and you work DMR from one radio directly to another without going through a repeater, then you're okay. You count 1 point for each phone QSO, 2 points for each CW or digital QSO. For multipliers, you get 1 multiplier for each US state plus Canadian provinces and territories plus DX countries and entities. That's 1. You get 2 times the number of clubs contacted plus 5 times the number of schools contacted. Alaska and Hawaii count as U.S. states. U.S. possessions and territories other than Hawaii and Alaska count as DX countries, and this would include Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. For your final score, you multiply your total QSO points by your total multipliers.
It's a math problem, Pinky.
There is a link to a summary form in the description, and that should be used to help avoid errors, especially if this is your first time in the School Club Roundup. On HF, you can operate the 160, 80, 40, 20, 15 and 10 meter bands. You can also operate on recognized simplex frequencies on the VHF and UHF bands, but you may not use the identified national calling frequencies. So 146.52, don't use it. Suggested frequencies are listed in the full rules. A link to the online score submission page is in the video description, and you should submit your log in the Cabrillo file no later than 15 days after the conclusion of the roundup. Instructions for submitting paper logs are in the full rules. If this is your first contest and you're looking for some contest software to work with,
global thermonuclear war,
I strongly recommend the N3 FJP Logger. This software is easy to set up, pretty intuitive, and provides everything you need to do this contest and to make the reports for the contest. I've put a link to the software for this particular contest in the video link. The N3 FJB software supporting this contest is free, but you can purchase the entire suite of N3 FJP contests if you think you might want to be doing some other contests. They've got a pretty comprehensive list of contests that they cover. And that's the School Club Roundup, at least a pretty high-level look at it. As I've mentioned throughout this video and in all of my other contest-type videos, you really need to download and review the full rules. First, because I'm a human being and therefore fallible. I may have made a mistake. Secondly, I couldn't cover everything about this contest in this video, and there may be something in the rules that you'll need to know that I didn't cover. I want to take this last chance to reiterate my call to action. Please take a couple of hours during the week of the contest and make a few contacts, especially with school clubs. This is where we each can be an ambassador for ham radio to our youngest generation. By the way, you don't even have to submit a log, as your contact will still count for them and will be credited accordingly. Though I still encourage you to submit your own log. I'm going to keep this final part short. Please like.
How do you like this?
Share.
I think sharing a bathroom sounds fun.
Comment.
Comments? Questions?
And consider subscribing.
So smash that subscribe button.
73 until the next Hey Y'all, I'm Tom, ND3N, and this has been yet another Ham Shack Chat. Always at your service. I am out.